Great. Hey guys.
We're getting ready to start happy hour yoga, so hopefully you have grabbed a glass, whether it's water. I've got mead today. John and I do a quarterly mead order from Viking Alchemist, which they have a couple locations. They recently moved their major operations to Smyrna, and so I've opened our quarterly delivery. So version, it's a meat I've never had. It's called Pompeii. So I've also got water though, because it is hot in the garage. So for today's class, we're actually gonna start standing. I know, I saw you sat down, so I thought it'd be fun to make you stand back up. And you don't necessarily need any other props. I have a block here, but I probably won't use it. So don't feel like you need any other props other than your body for class today. So we're going to start in our mountain pose. Maybe your mountain starts a little bit wider than hip distance. Might give you a little bit of mobility. But maybe you're just starting to pause and notice your alignment. Shoulders are dropping down and back. Maybe you take a little bit of a circle up and around to help that happen. Maybe you close your eyes. You'll feel your body take some minor sways when you close your eyes. Our balance comes from multiple places. Often we rely most heavily on our gaze. So when we take that away, our body has to reacclimate. Feeling your joints stacking. And simply arriving on your mat to move through our practice this evening. Perhaps you set an intention to guide your practice. I often offer that sense of playfulness at happy hour yoga, perhaps cultivating an emotion such as joy, or a state of being such as serenity. Hands can remain by your side, or perhaps you would prefer to bring them to your heart center. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, go ahead and exhale everything out. And as you inhale, imagine filling your entire body up with air, starting at the feet, through the crown of the head on your inhale. And exhale reverses that path, crown of the head, all the way to the toes. Inhale fills the body up. Exhale relaxes through the body. Guiding your breath through this motion for 3 more rounds. Length of your inhales and exhales is up to you. Might help you notice spots of tension you might be holding. Or draw awareness to the feet in general. And as you finish, no rush, let your breath return to its natural pace or the pace you would like to guide your practice with. If your eyes are closed, gently open, starting with a down half gaze, and then moving the eyes up. Releasing your hands from the heart if you chose to take that. And just start with some sways forward and back. Waking up the feet. And shifting that movement from front to back, to side to side. It's not a major movement, it's pretty micro. And shifting into some rotation, going through all the edges of your feet. As you go in one direction for 3 or 4 times, really might throw your balance off, and that's okay. And then reverse your circle. As you rotate, still feel your shoulders stacking over your hips, so it doesn't become a rib cage movement. And we'll meet back in the center and steady in to the stillness of mountain once more. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale through the middle into a forward fold. Knees can bend as much or as little as you prefer. Maybe your hands dangle, maybe you grab elbows or shoulders. Maybe you sway. Gently releasing your grip. Inhale lifts you halfway up. Hands can press on the shins, feeling the back of the head pressing up as well. Then releasing. Inhale halfway once more. Exhale, release. Inhale, rising up, supporting the low back. Exhale, hands center. Inhale, arms reach high, clasping your right wrist with your left hand. Yep, reaching up and over. I'm a mirror today, I forgot. Stretching that right side body. Inhale brings you center. Exhale swaps up and over to your second side. Feeling space pulling up and out from the top of your hip, all the way through the arm. Inhale brings you center. Exhale hinges, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lifts. Exhale, plants the hands, steps it back to down dog. As you arrive in your down dog, find whatever intuitive movement serves you here. Maybe you walk your dog, wag your tail, shake your head, lift and lower the heels. As you feel the hands becoming active on the mat, shoulders pressing away from the ears, hips high, belly button close to spine. Finding your movement for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pausing in the stillness, or at least the outward stillness of your down dog, for 3 rounds of your breath pattern. Your next inhale roots through your right foot as the left leg reaches up, opening the hip, knee strap. Maybe you circle just through the ankle. Maybe you play with bending and straightening that leg. As if you're kicking the foot sort of behind you. Get a pretty nice stretch when I do that. Your next inhale squares to three-legged dog. Exhale, left foot down. Inhale, reaches your right toes high. Taking that same shape on your second thigh. Feeling some openness through the hips, maybe circling at the ankle. Maybe kicking the foot and extending. And squaring back off to three-legged dog. Settling the foot to the mat. Inhale curls you up and out to high plank. Exhale lowers the knees to the mat. Inhale brings the chest forward. Exhale lowers to the mat for a modified chaturanga. Inhale brings the chest up for baby cobra. Exhale lowers. Tucking the toes and pressing the hips back to meet the heels for child's pose. Inhale pulls you forward through table to down dog. Inhale lifts your heels, bending through the knees as you look forward. Exhale steps hop forward, walks you to the top of the mat. Inhale lifts halfway. Exhale fold. Inhale reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale hand sucker. Inhale arms reach. Grabbing your right wrist with your left hand, reaching up and over to the left. Stretching the right hip away. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you release the left arm down, providing support. Maybe you're feeling feisty, and you hover the left foot. Like you're making sort of a C shape with the left side of your body. Inhale pulls you up, foot plants. Hands swap, other side. Two collarbones are still shining to the front of the mat, regardless of the modification you choose. Maybe that foot lifts and hovers. Pressing the hip out more will help create stability. Inhale pulls us center. Exhale through the middle, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plants the hand, steps it back, down dog. Inhale lifts your left foot up, opening that hip. Maybe you stay here. Maybe that foot drops behind, opening to flip dog or wild thing. And gently rotating back through to three-legged dog. Exhale, steps your left foot through, heeling it up to crescent lunge. Taking your left hand to your left hip as you reach up and over, stretching the front side of the right leg. Maintaining the bend in your front knee. Inhale, unwinds. Exhale, plant the right hand to the mat. Finding a twist. Squaring back off to the short edge of your mat. Lowering your your right knee to the mat. Inhale, reaches arms high. Slow and steady here. Exhale, hinges into your hamstring stretch. Maybe the hands tent on the floor. Hands lift as you shift it forward. Playing with breath and movement here. Inhale in your lunge. Exhale, hinges, just reaching the arms forward. Inhale. For 3. Really feeling that low belly stabilize. 2. 1. Of course, it can happen as you wobble a little bit, or hand touches the floor, no big deal. This time our hands frame the foot. We tuck the back toes, step the left foot to meet the right down dog. Inhale, curls you up and out to high plank. Maybe you chaturanga here, maybe you lower the knees, passing for your chosen version. Cobra or up dog if you're ready. Pressing the hips back, pausing, and child pose. Inhale, pulls you to your table, back to down dog. Inhale, your right toes high, knee bent, hip open. Staying here, or dropping that foot behind. And slowly squaring yourself back off, 3-legged dog. Right foot steps through. Peeling it up, crescent lunge. Right hand to right hip, we stretch up and over to the side. Inhale brings us up. Exhale, left hand to the mat, twisting to the right. And squaring it off, lowering the back knee, lifting it up into your lunge. And maybe with no hands, slowly shifting it back. And you can hinge forward, pressing the hands down to help you gain leverage for that stretch. And hands lift up as we shift forward. Here we go. Shifting it back. Hands reach. And forward. For 3. Be sure you're breathing. 2. And 1. Shifting it forward. Hands bring the foot back, toes tuck. Stepping it back to down dog. Going through a flow, any version you choose, or maybe you go ahead and pause in child's pose. Eventually we all meet there. Checking in, perhaps recalibrating the breath, or revisiting your intention. Your next inhale pulls you through table to down dog. Maybe you pedal it out briefly. Then your next inhale lifts the heels, bends the knees, looking forward. Exhale brings you to the top of the mat. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart. Step it out, stay it out. Adjust, perhaps grab a sip of water or whatever beverage you chose, or maybe both, right? Maybe you need a sip of water and then your happy hour beverage. Eventually, we'll all meet back at the top of our mat. Maybe you close your eyes. Noticing what's changed since you began your class or our class in mountain pose. How has tension shifted? How has stability changed? What about space through the spine? Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Shifting the weight to your left foot. The right knee hovers in front. Opening through the hips a little more. Exhale, opens to the side. Inhale, squares. For 3, 2, 1. Kicking the foot back, stepping into crescent lunge. Arms reach. Then elbows go wide, the chest opens. Inhale, returns to neutral. Exhale, swoops open to warrior 2. Inhale, straightens through the leg. Exhale, deepens to the bend. For 3, 2, 1. Settling into the bend of that warrior. Feeling 2 shoulders stacking over 2 hips. As you open to the long edge of the mat, check in with that front knee, making sure it tracks over the second or middle toe. as the arms reach long. Starting with the chin in the center, facing that long edge of the mat. Gently shaking the head no over the front arm, and then over the back arm. Going through 3 or 4 slow shakes. Does it make you wobble? Moving your gaze point. As you finish, we'll all pause, gazing over the front arm. Straightening through the front knee as we tip it forward into triangle. Hands could hover. You could grab the ankle to foot the floor or block if it's handy. Inhale brings you up. Exhale bends to warrior 2. Inhale rotates, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale brings the right knee forward. Exhale steps it to the mat. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, hinge, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plants the hands, steps it back. Hovers and holds or finds a flow. Pausing in down dog for 3 rounds of breath. Your next inhale lifts the heels, bends through the knees looking forward. Exhale brings you to the top of your mat. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse one leg. Exhale, hands to heart. Shifting your weight to your right foot, left knee rise. Inhaling here as we open on the exhale. Inhale, closes. For 3, 2, 1. Kicking that foot behind as you settle into crescent lunge. Arms reach. Elbows go wide as the chest open. Inhale, returns neutral. Exhale, sweeps open. Warrior 2. Inhale, reaches. Exhale, bends. For 3, 2, 1. Settling to the bend, perhaps the depth of the bend of that front knee. Chin starts neutral, facing the long edge of the mat. Let me take that shake, slow and steady over the front arm. And then back. For about 3 or 4 rounds. Trying to only move from the neck. As you finish your rounds, we'll all pause, looking over the front hand, straightening through the front knee. Your next exhale tips you to triangle pose. Choosing the bottom hand placement that works best for you. Staying active on the bottom half, on the torso facing the floor. You don't want to sink. Muscles are still engaged and supported. Inhale, rise the breath back up. Exhale, bends to warrior two. Inhale, rotates to crescent. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, steps the left knee forward. Exhale, flip to mat. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hinge, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands plant. Sending it back, going in a flow, pausing. Eventually, we all pause in child's pose. Your next inhale pulls you through a table to down dog. Pausing in down dog for 2 rounds of breath. Then your next inhale lifts through the heels. Exhale brings you to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale and restore metta. Exhale, hands to heart. Step it out, shake it out. Grab a sip of whatever you like. Then yogi's choice here, maybe you hold a cup, maybe you hold a prop, like a block, or maybe you're like, no thanks, I don't want to hold anything today. And that's cool too. Y'all know I love to play with some hand-eye coordination with a cup, often while standing on one leg. Maybe a little bit torturous, but I also think it's pretty fun. So maybe start with a sit and we'll meet in that one hold. Hands and cup or prop at heart center. Elbows are active here, they're not drooping down, they're reaching out. So you should feel your shoulder blades sort of reaching down and around into the back, as if somebody came up behind you and took their hands, flattening the shoulder blades into the back, which helps create a wide foundation for your shoulders, and it helps keep those shoulders away from the ears. So maybe you rock forward and back briefly, like we did at the beginning of class, and then switch to that sideways sway. And then transition into the circle, rocking through the edges of the feet 3 times in one direction, and then swapping at revolution. Then we'll come back to stillness in the center. Taking 2 full rounds of breath together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, shift the weight to your left foot as the right knee comes forward. Exhale, extend the leg as the arms reach high. Inhale, pulls the knee back in. Cups swaps to the right hand as you open the right knee out to the right. Inhale, pulls you back in. Exhale, kicks it out. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. One more round. Exhale. Inhale, bends. Exhale, opens right. This time, the right foot plants as the hands come back to heart center, tree pose. If you've got a cup, maybe take a sip. Hands return to heart center. Cup back to the right hand as the right knee lifts. Exhale. Inhale, closes center. Exhale, foot to mat. Shake out that standing leg. Pull out the foot. Maybe press the top of the left foot onto the mat. Getting a stretch down the front side of that ankle. You can even sort of gently sway from side to side over the tops of the toe joints. Then we'll meet back in mountain pose. Hands and prop at heart center, elbows wide. Weight shifts to the right foot as the left knee inhales up. Exhale, cup rises, foot extends. Inhale, bend. This time the cup goes to the left hand as the exhale hinges open. Inhale, center. Exhale, lift. Inhale, center. Exhale. Inhale, center. Last round. And inhale. Exhale, open. Inhale, places for trees. The cup comes to heart center. Maybe you grab a sip. Maybe that's too much. I don't know about you, but my standing foot is talking to me. Your next exhale opens arms out as the knee bends away. Inhale, closes center. Exhale, foot to mat. Shake out that foot. Ooh, that was a lot on that foot. So roll it out, shake it out, grab a sip if you need. That was a hard balance. Still a well-deserved sip. Then we'll meet now in a minute. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, hinges. Bowing to the standing practice. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, stepping the feet back. Through down dog to lower the shins and knees to the mat. And pause in child. Inhale, stacks you up. Then gently dropping the hip to one side. Coming to a comfy seat. Legs can be crisscrossed, an easy pose, hands resting on the knees, but be sure that you find whatever's comfortable for your joints. So if your legs need to extend, that's okay too. We're gonna take a little bit of seated cat-cow here. Inhale, opens the chest, pressing forward. Exhale, rounds through the spine. Inhale, opens forward. Exhale, rounds. And inhale, opens forward. The rib cage reaches to the left. Exhale, rounds through cat. As you reach rib cage to the right. Inhale through the forward. Circling through the torso. For 2. And 1. As we arrive into sort of that cow pose, reverse your revolution to the side, back, left, forward. For 3. Hopefully feeling some mobility between the shoulders as well. I think this is our last one. Leaning forward and stacking into your neutral supported spine. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, left hand to the right knee, taking a seated twist. Looking over that right shoulder. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, hands to heart center. If your legs are crisscrossed, unweave those feet. Maybe wiggle it out, getting that knee meat out of the way. Hands reaching forward as we lower slowly to the mat. Tilting that pelvis, and then lowering all the way down. Arms reach overhead as you arrive there. Taking a full body stretch. And as ready, hugging the knees to the chest. Maybe you gently sway. And keeping your right knee hugged in, left foot can plant on the floor or extend on the mat. Maybe the quad sways across the torso. And guiding the right knee across the body with the left hand. First, supine twist. Maybe the right shoulder is working toward the mat, or perhaps it's already there. Your next inhale brings the knee to the center. The exhale drops the knee out to the side, letting the foot find the inner thigh, the recline tree. Perhaps noticing the difference in the way gravity works with tree pose when you're supine versus when we're standing in the balanced posture. The floor actually helps you know if your hips are square because you can feel your hips on the mat. And guiding the right knee up through center, hugging the knee to the chest. And planting the left foot. As you reach to the blade edge of the right foot for half happy baby. Pressing actively through the left foot. And you can press into the foot and drop the quad to the floor. Your left hip most likely has pushed off the ground when you're getting a delightful stretch through the front of the left leg into the quad and hip. You're also welcome, if you're feeling feisty, to extend that foot. Keeping the left foot rooted and trying to keep the left knee toward the ceiling. It's very easy for it to sort of drop. You want to keep the knee aligned over the ankle. And bending back through the right leg, you chose to extend. And the left hip comes to the mat. Right leg extends to the ceiling. And we lower it slowly for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As the heel meets, hug the left knee in. We started with that sway of the quad gently, or maybe you chose stillness. And your right knee guides the left leg across for your spinal twist on your second side. And guiding the knee back through center as the left hand guides it open for supine tree. Really feeling the back line of your body, surrendering into the mat. I like this sort of gentle Y shape of my hands, my arms. The arms can be wherever's comfortable for you. Guiding the right knee back through center, the left knee back through center. Placing your right foot on the mat as we reach for half happy baby on our second side. Just settling first into your most comfortable version. And as you're ready, you can press a little more through the right foot, lifting the right hip off the mat until the left quad touches the floor. Ideally, the right quad is still in line with the hip and knee. I need to focus on that hip flexor and quad opener. Maybe you see what happens if you extend the leg. And bending through the knee, shifting the hip back to the mat, and kicking the left foot to the ceiling. Heel lowers for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extending the right leg out as well, just pausing, noticing how your hips and legs feel against the mat. Then planting both feet on the floor, maybe pause in that neutral spine, relieving any potential tension in the low back. And then gently windshield vibrating the knees, massaging the lumbar spine, soothing through the body. And as you finish out that tick-tock, knees pause in the center, and then you hug them to the chest or floor. As you hug, choosing to find any final postures you may need. Maybe you need full happy baby. Maybe you need a gentle or active inversion. Gentle would be that waterfall or tiger where your legs just reach straight up to the ceiling, stacked over the hips. You could take a little more active inversion by catching momentum with the legs, supporting the low back, and finding a supported shoulder stand. Maybe your body is already ready to surrender into your Shavasana. In the next minute, give or take, we will all begin to settle into Shavasana. But honoring any final releases of tension, or if you're like, you know what I need some core, go for it. We didn't do a whole lot of specific core. We did a lot of stabilizing core where we moved through our balances and things like that. Maybe you're like, you know what I need before I Shavasana, one more sip, whatever I've got, feel free to grab that as well. It is happy hour yoga after all. If you take any postures, that's one side and then the other, do be sure to do both. And then you can slowly begin to settle and surrender into your favorite place to Shavasana. Perhaps you're swayed, arms and legs wide, taking up space, embracing vulnerability. Perhaps you plant your feet on the mat, knees up or knocked in, honoring the release of tension. Maybe you shimmy up to a wall for a little bit of legs up the wall, Shavasana. Or maybe you like to Shavasana on your side or even your belly. All are appropriate. Some we just do more often. What's most important is that you find a place where your muscles can surrender, your mind can quiet, and you can embrace stillness. Perhaps in your Shavasana today, you return to that sort of filling the body up with air from the bottom to the top. Focusing your mind on your breath today. Inhales fill from the toes to the crown of the head. Exhales sort of deflate from the crown of the head to the toes. Allowing your body to feel the wave of your inhale and exhale. Making it a full body experience. And feeling free as always to remain in your Shavasana, perhaps continuing to follow the breath as it washes from the tips of the toes to the crown of the head. Or maybe you're ready to invite conscious movement through the body. Maybe you start with the fingers and toes. Maybe the head nods gently from side to side. Good. Wiggle the hips gently as well. Just inviting some movement and awareness throughout the body. Perhaps acknowledging the way your breath has shaped your practice today. As your next inhale reaches your fingers and toes far away from each other, and then the exhale hugs the knees to the chest, maybe bringing the nose to the knees as well. And releasing the head back to the mat while still hugging the knees. As you choose how best to come out of Shavasana for you. Maybe you rock and roll to a seat. Maybe you drop to one side and press up through the top hand, eventually arriving in a comfortable seat for you. Palms can rest on the knees or thighs. Shoulders are stacked over hips. Crown of the head reaches toward the ceiling. Eyes are closed or downcast. Inhale, arms reach high, palms meeting at the top. Exhale, hands pause at your third eye as you seek openness of mind. They rest at your lips so that you find honest words, and they settle at your heart as you arrive at happy heart. Thank you for allowing me to be your guide for your practice. Namaste. And cheers. Happy Friday. Hopefully this practice set you up for a good weekend.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.